Good morning, guys. This is Professor Mane. So we will start our next lecture related to your controlling. Okay. So in previous lecture we have covered so many basic concepts related to your directing. Then now we will see the controlling part. This is the second part of your third unit. Okay. So in controlling, so what do we mean by controlling? So first we need to understand the concept of controlling. So controlling, actually this is a process of monitoring performance and taking actions to ensure desired results. It means what? So we need to monitor the performances of the employees or of the managements. Okay, so that we need to take a corrective actions. If these performances are very good, then we can appreciate them for their work, and but if the performances are very poor, like if the target is not achieved by the employees or by the subordinates, then we need to take corrective actions for this on these employees. Okay, so controlling, it is nothing but a process of monitoring performance and taking action to ensure the desired results. It means what? By taking corrective actions, we will ensure that we will get our targets, or we will achieve our objectives that we have already planned. Okay, so it is a process of monitoring the performance of any employee. Then it sees to it that the right things happen in right ways and at the right time. Okay, so by using this controlling, actually we will see the right things are happening in right direction or not. Okay, whether the right actions are taken or not to complete or to execute the plan. Okay, so it is nothing but we need to check the right things are going to happen, or these things are going to happen in right ways and also at the right time. Okay, so as we know that we have, our company or organization have some targets that we need to achieve in given time. So for that case, we need to take corrective actions, okay, to get the desired results. So for this, the controlling is the very important parameter we need to apply for the organization. Okay, so the concept of controlling. Okay, so there are 2 to 3 parameters we need to check whether the process is going correct or not. Okay, so where we are. So first parameter is what? Where we are. Okay, if the organization has some targets in a given month, that is, if we need to produce a 1000 product per month, okay, then at the end of first week we need to check where we are. Suppose this 1000 product is the target to produce in the given month, then for first week near about 250 products should be produced. Okay, so at the end of week we need to check where we are. If the target is achieved in first week is equal to 250, or it is less than 250, or it is greater than 250. If it is less than 250, then we need to take corrective actions to improve the productivity, and if it is greater than 250, it is very good. Actually, we need to appreciate for their work actually. Okay, so the controlling, we need to check where we are right now. Then how can we get on track again? Next part is what? How can we get on track again? It means what? If the target achieved in first week is less than 250 products, then we need to check the performance of the employees. Okay, so we in that situation we come to know that there is a lack of performance in the employees. Then we need to take corrective actions. Okay, so it means what? How can we get on track? It means how can we improve the productivity of the employees? Okay, so comparing these employees' performance with the standard performance, we need to take corrective actions. Now, what type of corrective actions we need to take? So corrective actions include that we need to apply the standard training to the employees. Okay, so by these standard trainings and standard rules, we need to control our employees to get their desired results. Okay, then next is what? Where we planned to be. Okay, so first is this process actually going to be in a clockwise direction, that is where we are, then where we planned to be. It means what? First as we come to know that our first week target was achieved is less than 250 products, then we need to know that our planning is what we need to execute, or we need to produce 250 products per week. Then we need to check how can be these targets achieved in a given week. Okay, so in this way this controlling process will act. Okay, now steps, we will see some steps in the controlling. Okay, so steps in controlling. So control, it is a reciprocally related to your planning. Okay, so control is reciprocally related to planning. So it means what? It will draws attention to situations where new planning is needed. It means what? It will draw some attention where the new planning is needed. It means what? So if the target is not achieved, then it will draw the attention to that employees. Okay, so how can he achieve his targets? So we need to execute one plan on this employee, that the employee will execute this plan, and by executing this plan he will achieve his target in a given time. Okay, then next is what? The provides data upon which plans can be based. Okay, so if we come to know that the employee is lagging in his targets, then we will provide some data to his employees to execute his plans. It means what? We will provide a plan to this employee to execute or to achieve their targets. Then next is what? Various steps in control process which are necessary in its relationship to planning. Okay, so first control process, there are various steps, okay, which are in relationship with planning. Okay, so first one is what? Establishment of control standards. Okay, so we need to establish some standard performances, that is standard rules or standard performances, that is a standard training. If we need to achieve some targets in a given week, then we need to do some training to achieve some to achieve these targets. So what type of training should be there? So a high skilled training should be given to the employees to achieve their targets. Okay, then measurement of performance. Okay, so it means what? According to F.W. Taylor, that he has given the scientific theory in which he has explained that which type of training is given to the employees to achieve their targets. Okay, so first we need to check the performance of every employees, and we need to compare their performances with the standard performances. Likewise, if a skilled person or skilled employee is able to produce 100 products per day, then we need to compare all other employees with these skilled employees, and we need to give some training to these employees to get their targets. Okay, the next one is what? Comparison between the performance and standards and the communication. So it is like that we need to take a comparison between the standard performance and employees performance. If the employees performance is poor, then we need to train these employees so that they will achieve their standard performance or standard targets. And then finally, corrections of the deviation from the standards. So we need to take corrective actions to get or to achieve the employee's target. So in this way, so steps in controlling is what? First, we need to check the standard performance of a skilled person. Then we need to apply the training to our employees, and then we need to check whether the employee's target and standard targets are mismatched or correct, and if it is mismatched, then we need to take corrective action on the employee to execute their or to get their desired targets. So first part in this controlling is what? Establish objectives and standards. So establish objectives and standards, it means what? The control process begins with planning and establishment of the performance objectives. Okay, so this will start with the proper planning, and there should be some standard performances before execution of the plan. Okay, the performance objectives are defined and the standard for measuring them are set. It means what? If a skilled person is producing 100 products per day, then this is the standard performance of that skilled person. Then according to the standard performance, we need to check our employees' performances. Okay, so there are two types of the standards. First one is about output standard, and second one is what? Input standard. So output standard includes, or it will measures performance results in terms of the quantity, quality, cost or time. So it means what? If one skilled person is producing the 100 products in 8 hours, so it means what? It will measure the quantity, it means what? 100 products. Time, it means what? He is completing his target in 8 hours. And also cost, it means for one person there is a costing for producing the costing, means it means what? So his salary for this day. Okay, so it will measure quantity, quality, cost and time. Okay, so these are the output standards which will get from the employees. And input standards, this will measure the work efforts that go into a performance task. Okay, so work effort from the employee, this will be the input standard we need to take into account. Okay, so these are the established objectives and standards for any organization. Then second, measuring actual performance. So now measuring actual performance is what? The measurement must be accurate enough to spot deviations or variance between the what really occurs and what is most desired. Okay, so there must be a comparison between the standard performance, that is 100 products in 8 hours, that and quality of this product is very good. So this should be compared with the employee's performance, and if the employee's performance is very poor, then we need to take corrective action. And then next, now without measurement, effective control is not possible. Oh yes, exactly. If we don't get to measure the product produced by the employee or the quality of the products produced by the employee, then we cannot achieve our targets. Okay, then third one is what? Comparing results with the objectives and standards. That is, as we have explained this, that accurate standards and accurate measurements of the actual performance are very important for clear revelation of the variations, and it required standards achieved. Okay, no further managerial action is necessary. Control process is complete if the employees are completing their targets in a given time and the quality of the products are very good. Then we can say that the targets are achieved by the employees which are compared with the standard performance, and it is observed that the quality is also good and in a given time they have completed, as well as the target, that is quantity of the product, is also achieved. Okay, so next one is what? Taking corrective action. So taking corrective action, it means what? If we didn't get a desired results from the employee, then we need to take a corrective action. That is, we need to provide some data, provide some plan to that employee that he will achieve their targets. Okay, so which type of control actions will include? So first one is what? Review of plans and objectives and change therein on the basis of the such review. Okay, so based on the review and plan, we need to change their review and plan. Change in the assignment of the task. So okay, we will change their assignment. Then change in the existing techniques of directions. That is, we need to apply some standard skilled techniques to that employee, or we need to do some training to that employee. The next, change in the organization structure. Okay, if we come to know that some type of work that is going to be due to this work that employee is not getting his concentration on that work, then we need to change the structure of that structure of the organization. Then provision of new facilities. Okay, we need to provide some new facilities that employee will get addicted and will complete his targets. Okay, these are the 4 steps we need to take into account while the controlling process. Okay, so first one is what? Establish objectives and standards. Second one is what? Measuring actual performance. Third one is what? Comparing results with the objectives and standards. Fourth one is what? Taking corrective action. So these are the 4 most important parameters we need to take into account while applying the controlling over the organization. Okay, now next one is what? Types of the control. Now types of the control, there are preliminary, types of the control. Preliminary, sometimes called the feed forward controls, they are accomplished before the work activity begins. Okay, so these types of controls are what? Concurrent, post action. Okay, so concurrent, post action, these are the types of the control. Preliminary, concurrent and post action, these three are the types of the control. Okay, so in this way we have covered this controlling part by the controlling at the supervisory level. Okay, so we have covered our third unit, that is directing and controlling at the supervisory level, and from next lecture we will start our fourth unit, that is safety management. Okay, so here I am concluding your lecture. Thank you.